Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Swordland. And it is time for swords to go to war. We must defend democracy against Rumburgian aggression. I was standing at the exact same podium overlooking the Hill of Pride where my inauguration took place. However, the mood this time was far from cheerful. I looked at the people of Swordland below. They were gazing up at me with confusion and concern. My name was announced. I stepped forward at the cameras as the cameras flashed. The crowd started clapping. My brothers and sisters. Clapping and cheering faded into a deafening silence. As you have heard yesterday, Rumburg declared war on Swordland shortly after their dastardly attack on our sovereignty in the past months. Shortly after, in the past months. Sure. Never mind. um, it is my duty as your president to inform you that the following days our country will be targeted with more heinous attacks by our enemy. Um, Soldier citizens, we have all sworn an oath to this country, and we are prepared to defend it to our last breath. Okay, playing fire. These are good intentions. Sure, let's stoke up some nationalism. I'm sure what could possibly go wrong. They are playing with fire. We need war support. It's simple. They are playing with fire. Let's teach them that the fire that burns inside the Swordish people isn't like any other. Uh, Enemies or territories are in great danger. Stoke up further. Because, yeah, you need that in a war. They dare to attack Swordland, my Swordland. There is a price to pay, and they will pay with their lives. I want to call on the international community to condemn this deliberate attempt to disrupt the world's peace. All the good that's gonna do us, but anyways. If they want war, so be it, war it is. I have no doubt that we will emerge victorious from this senseless conflict. Amorgana Westcore Vector Sista. The crowd started cheering. Soldiers and military staff stood up and saluted me at the same time. Raise your fist. I left the podium as the crowd roared even louder. Regardless of my bravado during my speech, I was worried about what the future would bring. I had to wait to find out. Collection item unlocked. Gun. Hopefully, won't need to use this. Okay. Front lines request more supply. What is that? Remote Swordish War. There should be a... I think there should be a token there, and it's just a shadow. Battle of Estord. Okay, these I will read. 7 in the morning, Romberg army marched into the city. The city was empty. Oh, good. We evacuated the citizens. I was worried about that. At 9, while the Romberg armies were savaging and looting, General Lancia surrounded the signal for an allied assault. 1513, our pincer attacks started to take shape, and the Eastern armies began to close. Intensive fighting happened both in the sky and on the ground throughout the night. At 4, the following day, Romberg troops defending the eastern front of Westord routed. Crucial moment, Romberg's commander made the decision that changed the tide of the battle. He ordered all divisions to withdraw to the center area of the city. At 11, as our troops pushed in the vicinity from all sides, the Romberg general ordered all his men to do a full assault to the east to break out. We were caught off guard, and by the time the other armies got to the eastern front, the fighting turned into a melee. They managed to break our eastern front and stopped our pincer. This is not good. With their rear free of our soldiers, they turned around and commenced a full assault on our remaining armies. Oh god. Oh fuck. The hospitals and schools bombed. Many dead among the civilians. I thought we evacuated the civilians. God. The plan failed. We're fucked. Romberg artillery targets destroyed. Heavy fighting broke out. The more soldiers advanced on defensive positions. Lost 87, 2 tanks, 14 warplanes. Attack was thwarted. Special operations team managed to sneak to enemy territory and demolish the enemy anti-air systems. Great. Excellent. Spotted by the enemy, and airstrike struck their position. Okay, Romberg war crimes, of course. Break our defenses, been atrocious reports of war crimes, death marches on dislocated civilian populations, and mistreatment of prisoners. Not fight like a regular army. Chemical weapons have been sent over to... reports of chemical weapons have been sent over to all sorts. Fuck. This is not good. No plan survives first contact with the fucking enemy. Romberg's navy terrorizing Swordish trade ships. Was to be expected. Still is not good, not good at all. We are at war. What will happen? What will happen? The plan failed. Our best hope failed. Battle of Holsword. I'm sorry. Battle of... Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Oh fuck.
Holy mother-forking shirtballs.
We're fucked. We are fucked. I undid my tie slowly and rose from my seat in the protected bunker of the outskirts, on the outskirts of Holsword. I increased the volume of the crackling radio. Enemy is advancing on us, requesting backup. We are surrounded from all sides. I repeat, we are surrounded. They're using some kind of gas. Our soldiers' eyes and ears are bleeding. We need immediate assistance on Victory Avenue. Medics, we need more medics. They're approaching the Maroon Palace. We must protect the presence at all costs. Squad 6 will initiate the final charge. We will barricade the palace. Please tell my wife I love her. Grekki Sodland. This is not good. They're coming in through the outer gates. They killed everyone. We surrendered our weapons, but they won't stop shooting. If there is a god, I beg you, please end this. If there is anyone listening right now, please, the world needs to know what is going on. It's no longer war. This is a massacre. Squad 2 out. I turned the radio off and swallowed hard. Nobody knew I wasn't at the palace, except for Yosef. My Minister of Defense had sprung into action the moment Romberg began strafing Holsword, smuggling me out of the palace into this remote bunker. Right now, he was monitoring communications in the adjoining rooms. I walked in and he saluted. And where's my family, though? The enemy is preparing to breach the palace. It's only a matter of time before they realize you're not there. How long until they find us? That depends, sir. If your ex-secretary handed Rumberg the palace schematics, they might know about the tunnel that leads here from the Situation Room. But if they do, this room was built to withstand nuclear attacks. We should be safe here for the moment. The diversion at the palace should buy us some time. Of course, the question is how much time. We have lost contact with the squadron protecting the outer perimeter of the palace. Your guess is as good as my own at this point. After thinking Yosef, I went back to the main room. I breathed a sigh of relief that Monica and Dina were safely on their way to United Montana. Thank fuck! Where they would meet up with Frank. My family wouldn't be paying for my mistakes. Despite our location, many meters underground, I felt the room shaking. It must have been the bombs. Yosef came out of the communications room and pulled me aside. Sir, the palace is about to fall, and one of the Rumberg combatants was overheard saying he'd located the tunnel entrance. So this is the end? Looks like it. They've got troops stationed in the woods above us. The only way to get out is through the palace, or not at all. If I were you, I would start saying my prayers, sir. Look around, get comfortable, because this room will be your grave. They only want me. I'm going to the palace. Heroic sacrifice! Are you mad? Do you want to run straight into the enemy's sights? I will not let anyone else die for me. You have shown me you are not a coward, Mr. President. It's one last battle for me, then. His eyes started shining. Yes, I always wanted to go out a bang anyway. He took off his jacket and walked over to the bunker's weapons cache, loading himself up with everything that was left. He turned to me and gave me his handgun. Yosef punched the code into the panel on the door, and it slid open as we left the bunker. It closed behind us with a final-sounding thud. The small electric vehicle Yusuf had used to get me here from the palace was still outside. We got in and drove down the dark passageway for several minutes, till we reached the secret entrance to the Situation Room. We disembarked and cautiously approached. I thought they found the tunnel. How did they not? How are they not in the tunnel already? We disembarked and cautiously approached the door. Voices could be heard on the other side. Yosef shouldered his machine gun. Wait here, Mr. President. Yosef flung open the door and, in a hurry of gunfire, easily dispatched a small group of soldiers outside. Two of us cautiously crept through the room, then up through the palace, winding halls and staircases, avoiding footsteps when we heard them. Eventually, we finally reached my office. Everything was the same as I had left it. I'll go check the perimeter, Mr. President. Be right back. I mean, if now's not a time for drink, when is it? Poured myself a glass of elderly maroon 30-year-old. The taste was as exquisite as ever. I looked at the chair in front of my desk and remembered happier times with better. I raised my glass and finished it. Just opened the curtains and looked outside. Black smoke was rising from downtown Holsword. Buildings shook, groaned, and collapsed as bombs went off. From afar, I saw the bodies of people, civilians, strewn across roads and sidewalks. So this is what had become of Holsword, Swordland. Sit on your chair one last time. I ran my hands over the leather armrests. I had always felt comfortable sitting here. My mind went back to all the conversations I had had in this chair, all the important decisions I had made. I wondered which of them had led me to this miserable end. The door to my office flew open. It was Yosef. His shoulder was bleeding. He stumbled inside, collapsed on the couch, and took a huge slug of my whiskey. They are here, Mr. President. They are inside the palace. They are coming for you. I heard gunfire and more screams from the floor beneath us. Don't forget about that handgun I gave you. Of course, it's up to you how you want to use it. Mr. President, before I go, Yosef tightened his grip on his handgun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for failing our country. We thought we had them trapped at the Estort. It's okay, Yosef. I failed Swordland as well. Yosef started down at the floor, lost in regrets. My fault, General. I got us into an unwinnable war. I was interrupted by the sudden loud noise of gunfire in the hall outside. Well, that's my cue. He pointed his belt. I saw several grenades hanging from it. Out of the bang, right? Yusuf turned to me. No matter what, it was an honor to serve you, sir. See you on the other side. He saluted me. I'm Morgana West Corey. Veteran sees that. Yusuf ran to the door and opened it, heard of metallic sounds of the pins being removed from the grenades. Greki Swordland! Gunshots rang out, then an ear-splitting explosion followed by silence. A good long minute passed, then I heard the faint sound of approaching footsteps. I redid my tie and looked at myself in the mirror before sitting down at my desk. I looked down at the gun Yusuf had given me and shifted it from one hand to the other. The door burst open and a soldier in Rumburgian uniform stormed in. He turned his rifle on me. I'm gonna do an Allende. I'm gonna do a Salvador Allende. I'm not fucking getting captured. Soldiers stared at you as you pressed the cold steel to the side of your head. Your hand began to tremble. Pull the trigger. Your life flashed before your eyes. You thought of happy times, sad times, all the decisions you had made that led you to this very moment. And so, Anton Rain was no more. I'm in the right quadrant, at least. God, this was bad. Centrist reformist? The fuck? Ooh, centrist? That is the worst insult this game could give me. Centrist. Fuck. Succeeded by Beatrice Livingston. Fuck. Who is this? Melanie Sujet? Don't recognize her. Hey. Fuck. 2.2 million civilians died in the war. Fuck. 81 fewer maternal and infant deaths were recorded. That's good. Let's look on the bright side. We almost eliminated. Eliminated birth mortality. 1,278 people were arrested for their ties to organized crime. 15,440 people were arrested for their suspected ties to young swords, the fascists. Swordist lives were lost. 589,112 Swordist lives were lost during the Rumburg invasion. But 2 million. Never mind. More than 15,899 people with bloodish descent were released from prison. That's good, at least. Investigations were launched on 48 businessmen. 1,340 women won a domestic violence case at the courts, and 403,380 girls were enrolled in secondary education for the first time. That is great. That is fucking great. Just wish it would have been enough. 81,340 companies declared bankruptcy. Fuck me! I didn't know there were that many companies to begin with. Fuck. Private assets worth 5 billion Swedish ren were seized by the state. 1,143 news articles were altered. I didn't tell anyone to alter articles. I just bought the newspapers. Fuck. Am I sure I want to end? Yes. Well, one of these days, I'll get something that isn't the bad ending. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Swordland. I at the point this episode gets released, I will probably already have started releasing the Kingdom of Rizia DLC episodes. So those will already be out, probably. At least a couple of them will already be out at this point. And after that, I might return to the main campaign, do a different run. Maybe a Solist run. When I did a vote after I finished the first campaign, it was kind of tied between doing a Fascist run and doing a Solist run. I might do a Solist run. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe. As always, I have been Poe. Amorgana Westcori, Vectern Sista.